Hello everyone and welcome to PGP Motorsports Park with the summer season. Right now they're going out for their warm-up lap in which they will be warming up, going 2x2 to start this race. We're now in the, 7th race of the season, the penultimate race.
Yep, 7 races, 1 race to go after this.
We have some interesting characters in the last chance qualifying. In the heat races, they were very unlucky and they came together in one way or the other off the track and finished last in their heat races. Normally these are people who normally show up in the final, but now they have their work cut out to them to get from the back of the pack all the way up to the top 4.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what David and Sebastian can do from the back. Normally they qualify top 10 into the final, but here, unfortunately, they're starting from the back. I know they've got it in them to overtake, but it's still really difficult.
Yep, and as they round through turn 3 into turn 2, they'll start slowing up, gridding up, possibly. Once they're waiting for the yellow flag to be waved, but I guess it's not happening this time.
They know what they're doing.
No, they figured it out. They got it done. But here they are going around the final corner. They'll be looking to, during this formation lap, they were looking to warm up their tires, get those nice and ready so that way they're not caught slouching on the start. We're going in reverse direction this time, so they're doing the arrive and drive layout, and they will be going into roller coaster, and we'll be starting later so as to possibly minimize the chaos. So let's pan over to the flag holder as this race goes underway.
Any second now. And they're off!
And they're away. Already, people near the back are trying to scramble out, going 3 to 4 wide going into roller coaster. It'll be a slower speed crash as they all go in there, and it looks like they survived. I'm not sure if anyone was collected in the barrier.
They made it.
They made it. And through light bulb they go, one of the trickiest corners on this track, very technical. If they're not going one by one, they're going to discover why they need to go one by one. And I suspect someone's been pushed off sideways, and off the track they go. That's their race over, or not over. It's a 20-minute race, so they have plenty of time to catch up unless it takes them a long time to get out of that ravine. The leaders already starting to put a gap on them. Looks like the top 8 or 9 or so.
Yeah, about those leaders, there weren't any overtakes into one. The top 4 are still in their same respective positions. That would be Christina, Harb, Michael, and Scott. Those were the top 4's positions, and they retained that order. It seems if they just keep this up for the next 20 minutes, they're going to make it into the final.
Yes, and those who have watched the previous videos may have noticed that the stat tracker, or the lap counter, is in the top left. Unfortunately, there was an API call that broke for the stat tracker, so that won't be available for these 2 races of this weekend. But we'll still be watching it. As they cross the line. Harb in 2nd place in that slipstream, maybe looking to get away.
In 5th place is Stephen Croft, who's been having a really good day today. Finished 10th in his first heat race, so he's made up pretty good positions in 5th. He looks like he's trying to hunt down Scott Miller for 4th to try to make it to the final. But Scott is extremely hard to pass. You can see even though he had the inside going into bus stop, Scott Miller still held him off. Scott, if you got to try to pass Scott, you need to be committed.
Yes, well, there you are. And the top 3 really close together as they go through the chicane here of turns 5 and 4 onto the back straight. We'll see if any of them make any mistakes and if there's going to be any overtakes through this long back straight, because this is where the slipstream is. And it looks like Harb was maybe poking his nose on the inside, but he backs out of it, falls back into line through turn 3. And now all 5 of them are accordioning together a little bit. Now there's 6 in this fight for the top 5. Steven taking a real inside line, but behind him, almost looking like he's going to dive on the inside for turn 1. He had the momentum there, but he thought better of it to fight that battle. And actually, no, he is still looking for that side-by-side action on Steven. Do you know who's behind Steven, Jeff?
Unfortunately, I don't. It's either Alexander Sambo or Colin Flynn.
Well, he's really putting the pressure on Steven. He'll be feeling that, and hopefully he won't be making any mistakes as they go through these complex corners. They're all lined up. It's really single file through here with some chances of overtakes if you don't know how to defend through the corners, if you sense that pressure is coming behind you. But where all the overtakes happen is on the second half of the track, where we have the huge long straights followed by hairpins for those braking zones. That's where you can really get that DRS run and where the merit of your kart is tested. And here the leaders go through the back straight again. Looks like they're all in like some sort of slipstream train.
We don't have DRS, otherwise it'd be a DRS train.
It would be a DRS.
Your audio cut out.
That much of the strategy. Two by
Top
two.
6. Steven's on the inside. Doesn't make it.
A little bit. No change of positions.
Just because you're on the inside of one doesn't mean you're going to make the move. You're going to have to brake later than that. You need to be fully committed. Passing Scott Miller is, in my opinion, one of the hardest things I've ever done here on track in my time racing. He is extremely difficult to pass. He will not give up his position, and he knows how to defend like a pro.
And especially holding on to that fourth and final position for the final, he's really going to want to hold on to it if he wants to make it into it. Because this is his last chance to qualify 4 points in the championship. Do we know where Scott Miller is in the championship?
I unfortunately don't know where he's in the championship.
Well, if he's in the top 10, you can check out the last video. You'll see if he's...
Oh no, that's Scott!
Scott Miller, off the track. Pushed a little bit too wide, he's in the barrier. That's his chance to qualify over. I'm not sure if there was contact in there, but the phone was pointing in that direction. If, you can't always look back at... to avoid that crash, and someone was able to profit, and someone else is taking that fourth place while Steven still resides in fifth. But now someone's moving up on him on the inside of White Bulb, so now Steven drops even further back to sixth. And a battle for the lead looks like to be kicking out a little bit, or no, they're still in line.
It looks like Christina dropped to second place, which, all things considered, not bad. So it looks like Michael Morelli took the lead, followed by Christina, Harb, and I unfortunately cannot tell who's in fourth place.
It looks like Davidson Mann's outfit, but I don't think he's down there.
Yeah, no, Davidson Mann's right here. Angel Strong, I believe, is the person in fourth.
If they're going to take advantage of any slipstreams to try to either bump draft or make any passes. Looks like they're still going to remain in their position.
Audio check. I just heard a Discord blip.
Yeah, I heard Discord noises as well, but it looks like we're still in.
All right. Oh, wait, really? David's in fifth? Wow! Starting from the back of the grid, David made it up to fifth place and is hunting down Stephen Croft. Oh, wait, no, he's past Stephen Croft!
I know. And Sebastian's seventh.
While we were busy focused on the front, all the action's been happening in the back. They have really made up those positions. I never doubted them, by the way. Regardless of what I said at the start. Yeah, David is right up there with the top 5. Oh, he's going for it down the inside. It looks like he's gonna make it, but he's on the outside going into 1.
The battles are starting to really kick off down the pit straight.
Oh, David's not giving this one up. He is right pressuring 4th place. This is giving Stephen Croft a chance to catch up as well.
Yeah, he'll be definitely looking for that top 4 position. He knows where he's at. He has some work to do, considering that he needs to pass 2 people. He needs to get a nice double overtake and hold that in order to qualify for the final. But at the moment, he's just outside of it, along with the person in front of him. In 5th place, he's also looking for that overtake, because they want that spot in that final to get points throughout the championship. But behind... he does not want to be out in last chance qualifying before he can even get a chance to fight for that podium.
Sebastian really looking for a move on Stephen Croft, trying to get into 6th place so he could fight for the top 4. Those two have made brilliant moves, off camera probably, to get up there, because they started from the back. Their racecraft is brilliant. Sebastian
is maybe looking for an inside line there, going to the outside for that, but he just falls into line, gets into the slipstream, and is trying to get him off of race pace. And on the inside, down to the outside of roller coaster he goes. He's looking at some potential switchback opportunities for that roller coaster. I think he just wants to let Steven know that I'm behind you and I'm getting your position.
Battle for 3rd.
Oh, someone's off the track. Sebastian and Steven go around the outside through top of the world.
Oh, he's not happy about that. It looks like he was shoved wide, Angel. Angel Strong was shoved wide, apparently. This is a 6-way battle for the top 4.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's kind of like what we were seeing in the heat races as well. There was the train that was going into the final, and then there was the train behind him that were fighting for that last spot. And that battle resumes here in the last chance qualifying as they try to get those top 4 spots. And Sebastian, who...
Hold on, is that David trying to make a move in 2nd? Wow, everything's happened.
Oh, push that wide.
Dang.
But Sebastian Vettel on the outside, going into roller coaster. Is he going to be brave on the brakes? Is Steven going to push him wide? What's going to happen? Oh, he's brave on the brakes, but he's squirreling through it. And
Stephen Croft
still holds the position.
Stephen Croft made it in 4th. Let's see if he can hold it.
He's got Sebastian behind him, so that's going to be a tough battle. And then David behind Sebastian as well. So we'll see how these battles kick off as they're stuck in this pack.
All this fighting is letting Michael Morelli just take off with the lead. I bet he's loving this.
Definitely.
Sebastian Sebastian on the inside of Steven. Really hard to overtake here, and it compromises everybody going down the back straight.
The back straight. Oh, what's happening? Who's going to win this battle down the...
Top 3 are getting away.
That's a really tough place to make an overtake work there because of how narrow that part of the track is.
Yeah, overtaking in that narrow part is a really desperate move, but that's how desperate you gotta be to get last chance qualifying. Everything's on the table. And here we see Michael having a taste for the lead of the race. I mean, Michael's in the lead. I meant David. Whoops. Yeah, David and Michael fighting for the lead. Christina in 3rd, Stephen Croft in 4th, and I believe that's Sebastian in 5th.
It looks like Harb has dropped down to like 7th or 8th.
Unfortunate for Harb. Oh, it looks like David took the lead of the race. Michael's in 2nd. We're getting a lot of action today.
Sebastian's in 4th place somewhere in there. Steven's down to 5th.
Wow, there's just overtakes all over the place.
And then Sebastian's looking to make a move on third place. He's diving up on the inside. He's alongside going into turn 3. And they hold it on the outside, and they still hold the position. And Sebastian's now compromised with his momentum. And Steven's going to make a move up on the inside through turn 2. But Sebastian holds it, and that attempt at a move let David through. So Steven now drops down to 6th. I think it is, and is starting to lose even more positions. His momentum just completely shot trying to make that overtake on
Sebastian on the inside of Christina for 3rd. So I believe the running order right now is David, Michael, Sebastian, Christina, Steven for the top 5.
And with Sebastian up in the top 4, I don't know. Steven really needs to pick up the pace because Sebastian was just always applying that pressure. And will Steven be able to apply that pressure back to Sebastian now that he's passed? And the person that got him on momentum, he's looking to make a move on the inside. He's up on the curb a little bit through turn 5, and then through turn 4, he's onto the straight. Steven's onto the straight, looking to get his momentum. He's bobbing his head back and forth, just trying to get any momentum he can to be side by side through turn 2. And he's going to be side alongside. He's going for the dive bomb a little bit. There's momentum, but he's stuck on the inside. Will he have the momentum to get past?
That's a lot of momentum. They're still side by side.
Through turn 2.
And Steven strong arms his way through back into 4th.
He's got a whole pack behind him as that battle went underway. But the top 3 are now just running away. Sebastian looking to knock on the door of the top 2 and say, hey, do you have room for another battle?
I just want to casually point out that David, who is currently leading the race, and Sebastian, who is in 3rd, they started in the back of the grid. Just gonna leave that on the table for you. These two are incredible racers.
And then they get to look forward to another start on the back of the grid in the final when they do qualify. So maybe we'll get to see some more action there as well.
They'll just have to do what they did in this race.
Steven looks like to be having a better pace of Christina there, and is pulling a gap through the back straight. His 4th place seems to be confirmed, and that looks like the flag holder's holding the white flag. He'll be waving that as they go through, and so then it's just one more lap that Steven needs to defend to hold his spot in the last chance qualifying.
Really unfortunate for Christina. She's currently in 5th. She started on pole.
And it's the final lap as they go through. We'll be heavily watching Steven defend his final space in the final as the horde of other ambitious racers chase after him.
It looks like Sebastian made a move on 2nd down turn 1. He passed Michael Morelli.
Sebastian still isn't satisfied with just 3rd place. He wants to get as far up as he can. He's now on the 2nd to last row, so that should be good enough for him, but he won't be starting on the inside. So maybe he does want to start on the inside of that 2nd to last row and chase after 1st place within this last lap. The gap between Steven and Christina still maintained.
I'm just gonna say, seeing David and Sebastian carve through the field, that's just an anime right there.
Yeah.
It looks like our top 4 are pretty much set.
Yeah, the gap is quite solidified now that it's the final lap. Everyone's just taking it easy, not pushing, satisfied with their position. Well, Sebastian is of course still pushing, I think, because his gap from 3rd place behind him has grown and 1st place shrunk. But across the line
comes David in 1st, Sebastian 2nd, Michael Morelli 3rd, and Steven Croft in 4th. Congratulations to the top 4, making it to through the last chance qualifying into the final.
And then we'll see you tomorrow in the next video for the final, where we'll see these tremendous climb from these top 4 racers. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. For that, apologies again for the lack of stats, but we'll for sure have an interesting race and an interesting podium ceremony as our champion from last time, is now working from the back of the pack.